kids, welcome back to Roto Talk.
Welcome back. Alright, so the day we've been dreading now. Shouldn't be too bad. What they said, like I said, I'm not sure if this was a international kit thing or if this is how they come, but all of the siding or the bands come in two pieces, and they don't tell you how to mate them up. I mean, I'm not talking about how to glue them, but like which one goes with which, because every single one of them is different size for each side. So hopefully I got that right. I've marked the first two. Okay, so there's 1 and 2. We'll put this over here. Okay. There's one strip that has no notches or anything. This is actually the second one we put on. The first one we put on is this one. You can see the notches. And how this is going to line up, I marked them on the inside. We put it on the second space. Oops. Line it up first, dummy.
Your wits are even duller than usual, Mr. Lorenzo.
Okay, second space. Like that. Get it? Now, all I did was CA these together. Hopefully they stay. I mean, I'm not worried about it later on, because we're going to fiberglass and whatnot, but for this part. And this one did have damage in shipping. You can see right there, I had to fix it. And then we're going to wrap it around and tow it in up there. So this piece with no notches goes on the very top. And then subsequently, you basically have to, the shorter, they get shorter as you go. So that's how you have to figure it out. Then the next thing we have to do is we have to, before we get too high, we have to put a chamfered edge on this that's the same angle as this, so we can get a decent joint out of it. Okay. So, our top did seal and stick on really nice. The fiberglass we did yesterday is perfect. And I did put on my blast shield here on the back, so that is double walled. I mean, it's pretty stout now when you think about it. We got wood blocks in here, double there, double thickness there, plus I put a doubler in there. This thing should be able to hold its weight pretty easily. So what I'm going to try to do is we're going to try to CA this thing in. And I'm going to use thin so it absorbs really, really well. And let's see if you guys hopefully can see this. I'm going to put it right on the strut. If this doesn't work good enough, we're going to have to wood glue and nail. It's going to be the fastest, most efficient way. But we'll see. The thin CA really absorbs into this particular type of wood like insane. So it should, looks like it might hold. Okay. Same thing with this one. May not be able to see that. I don't know. Over here. And then same with this one. Okay. It's going to be fairly straightforward. So, I'm going to continue on, and when I get one side done, we're going to come back. So what I've done, the other thing I'm doing, I CA glued these together, and then I take some sandpaper on this outside and hand sand it down so it's flush, because I don't want to have to sand the hell out of these on the boat. I just think it's going to be a heck of a lot of work. So there you have that. So I'm going to go ahead and do a band or two, and then we'll come back. Be right back. All right, we're back. So it wasn't hard, but it wasn't easy.
Liar!
Okay, let's put it that way. It was easier than I expected it to be. And when you look from the top down, you can see all this stuff needs filler. All this stuff. And then we're going to epoxy the inside. But you can see it actually went on really well. I don't love this. That's a lot of body work we have to do. But it's not going to be as hard to sand as I thought. So, we'll just give it a good sanding with the orbital, and we'll, take it from there, basically. It won't be too tough to do. Another thing I might do is just fill in all these cracks with epoxy. That way when I fiberglass the inside, it's not pouring all over the damn place, so that's going to be nasty. But aside from that, the hardest part, honestly, was figuring out which strips go together, where, when, and how. There is a maidenhead, like a little, what do you call those things? A little turkey leg there that goes, once the other side's on, the other side is not on. We'll form that, and then we'll place that in, and it'll make it look real nice. Now, you see all these little slot holes. You don't see them if the boat's the other way around. It's kind of an optical illusion, almost. Kind of interesting how that worked out. But, other than that, I might take some 30-minute, but, man, I'm just terrified to frickin' have to sand a ton of epoxy off. But aside from that, sand down the back, obviously. We'll fill that. Gonna epoxy this because right now the entire thing is CA glued. I mean, if you just fart in here, that thing's probably gonna pop off like a garter belt, right? So we got to be careful about that. I did put some epoxy in the nose already because that was the strongest bend point. And yeah, there's little bits here and there where I filled in some holes with some epoxy, but it's just enough to hold this side for half an hour. I'll wait, and then I'll be able to take those clamps off the nose and do the other side. And hopefully I can get that done tonight. I would love to do that. But everything turned out really, really well. I mean, not much I would change about this kit. I don't think you could. I think it's engineered really well. I looked at a lot of their directions and pictures of how they did things and whatnot, and I wasn't totally floored with some of their building methods, but it's in the Netherlands. They do things a little bit different over there. Like I saw there's a few different guys' pictures, of machines they built. And one guy had turn fins on it. It's like, turn fins on a skiff? That totally defeats the purpose of a skiff.
Who's that quarrelsome fella?
If you put turn fins on a skiff, you've basically just turned it into a flat bottom cracker. I mean, almost. So we will be sanding this edge down so this is all nice and flush. I did bevel this side, and I used the plane. I did not use a sander. It was real easy to plane. Like I said, super soft wood. Very easy to work with. For a CNC kit, I am impressed. Oh, I really am. I was really expecting a tub of shit because it's not CNC and we use laser. No, it's really not bad. Now, one thing I did do, I took how I joined these. I joined these with CA glue on the, both backside, I think. And it wasn't strong enough to endure the bend here. You can see that. So what I actually did, and it looks really bad, but I'll cover it up somehow in the inside. And it doesn't matter. You're not going to see it anyway. But I took patches of ply, out of... that's why I always tell you guys, save this stuff here. Okay? Hang on a minute. The smoking hot wife. But anyhow, that scrap plywood that I get off Joe's kits or whoever's kits, or laser cut, I save the wrappings, the bits and bobs. And I actually super glued strips on the inside to hold this up. Now, once this is all glued in place, I could probably cut them out. I don't think I'm gonna. Honestly, it's okay. It's inside a fucking boat. You're not gonna see it. So yeah, it added 1/8 of an ounce. You see that? That's what I'm talking about. Now, that's okay for the build. I mean, it'll run, it'll float, it'll be fine once it's sealed on the inside. But I don't know. We'll see. This is new to me, so I got to figure out the best way. This is real easy to do. So actually, that will fix it. I can just shoot this with filler. Just run your finger across it, and that'll actually seal it because I use fiberglass filler. Yeah, that'll work. And maybe I'll do that first and then seal the inside. That way it blocks it up, and that way when I go to sand, it's already done. Bada bing. So anyway, Great boat so far. It's big. It's very big. But all skiffs are big. So I love it so far. I decided I'm going to tear apart. Do you guys remember that Menace, the cracker box, flat bottom, I think we built last summer? Ran it once. I have 4 crackers. I have Lego, Menace, Nintendo, and the Goose Killer. And I don't need 2 flats and 2 V's. So we're going to gut that black Menace. And we're going to take all the guts out, just about all of them. I ordered some stuff from Joe that I didn't have. And we're going to use all the guts from that, hang that hull from the ceiling or whatever. And then we're going to use the guts for this guy. So it's going to be fun. All right. So I'm good. Yeah, this is it for at least 10 days because I'm going to be offline. So, kids, if I don't talk to you before then, keep dry side up and have fun. Bye.